Welcome again to the Money Game with AC. In this video, I'm going to share with you few potential opportunities to make a quick buck swing trading, meaning you buy now and you wait for the next, I don't know, couple of weeks, potentially next 2 months in order to maximize your gains if you play this well, because we had a huge shot for these companies. I'm going to share with you, given what the market is going to look like for them when tomorrow ends. I'm talking about oil companies. Yeah, I've been talking about oil companies a lot because there is something that the market seems to be missing here when it comes to how big of an opportunity it is, even without the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. I'm talking about this. Today, the West Texas, all right, or oil, ended again above 107. At some point, it reached 108 today. But the bottom line is, this is less due to the conflict and majorly due to the fact that we have a supply crunch, meaning there is not enough oil in the market now to sustain the demand already happening, but even more as we get into summertime, because between now and summer, there's going to be a lot more people traveling around, doing stuff that's going to demand a lot of oil consumption, all right? But the thing is, even today, just for today's consumption, there is not enough oil in the market to meet that demand. That's why oil have been steadily, gradually staying above $100 so far since the beginning of this year, at least for the last 2 months, all right? Now, I already explained to you why is that this was already set up, but now we're going to look at something, if tomorrow meaning we are the end of the first quarter of this year, all right? So if tomorrow, which I think is going to be the case, unless something major happens, oil is going to still be trading above $100 a barrel, all right? So that will mean that for pretty much let's jump on oil just to see where it was averaging as of these last 2 months, all right? So let's look at a chart here and let's look for the last 3 months. So for the last 3 months, you can see that oil was slowly between $90 and 123. So as an average, we can expect this to be around the 110. So for this entire quarter, oil will definitely be averaging something around maybe 106 or 107. What does that mean for company producing oil? It means that they are going to make a ton of money. And within this high inflationary environment, within these market conditions where no one really knows what to expect starting after the Fed meets again in April or May, because people have been calling on a recession or, market dropping significantly because of the shocking interest rate increasing or the housing market bubble finally bursting. I mean, nobody really knows. So you want to be invested into companies, or at least have your money invested, even if it's for a short-term period. Companies where money or inflation will be on their favor. So because oil prices are high, you want to make sure you capitalize on that by buying stock of oil companies. And I've always recommend stocks of companies that are small companies, medium companies, not majorly the big, even though, you can do that if you want, but it's going to still be the same. Why? Because let's take an example here. If you take an example of this company, for example, Occidental Petroleum. This is one I've always recommended, and this is my biggest position so far in my portfolio of multiple hundreds, 6-figure. All right. So currently it's sitting at $60 a piece, but $60 a piece, a share, is really trading as if oil was still at $80 a barrel. So the price target here, it's $98. $100 a share. So we're talking about $40 per share upside potential. Now, you may not necessarily want to stay here to wait for the hundreds, but this company, to give you an insight, it's breaking even at $47 a barrel. So if oil is averaging this first quarter at 100 and they're already making money at $48 a barrel, you can actually see how big of a cash cow this quarter will be for them. So once they start releasing earnings, it's no wonder, except huge manipulation, which you have to take into consideration, that these prices will start going to the moon. Occidental Petroleum, another one. Price target $73 a share. Why? Because we know that for this quarter, earnings are going to be blown out. And then you also have Centennial, Oklahoma City company, if I'm not mistaken, or actually where they are. I may be wrong on that. Anyway, so price target here, we're talking about $12. 10 to $12. All right. So 12 to $10 for $8 a share. Again, this is still trading as if oil was sitting at $80. So there is a huge catch up to be made. All right. So again, another one, Devon. I love this one specifically because not only that it has the potential of growing, because the price target here it's about $83. So we still have $23 a share to be made. Right? But on top of that, it's one of the high paid dividend stock out there. So you have on one hand, your money still growing, and on the other hand, big money coming from the passive income side. So this actually in my portfolio, it's paying me $500 a month. And it has the potential of increasing to maybe $650 for the next quarter or maybe for the next year. So I'll still hold even if it goes down just for that passive income. And then finally, I have this that I wanted to recommend because right now it's really, really, really cheap. Sitting at 164, ticker symbol GTE, Grand Terra Energy. Because everyone is kind of actually moving away from Russian oil. This is a company that has the ability to produce oil in Latin America and in Canada. So that being said, once they release earnings, you can have the potential of this trading around, I don't know, $253, maybe $350 a share. All right. So this is definitely an $8 a share company, given the financials and the profit margin. So the bottom line, folks, is if you want to capitalize on this, you want to get those shares now. You want to get those stocks now and wait until earnings. Earnings are supposed to be the very first week of May. So we have about a month to wait and see. Of course, you have to be mindful of the volatility because these are small companies. All right. So with small companies, there's always big swings, meaning this can be up 8% today and be down 10% tomorrow. That's just the way small companies work on Wall Street. But when it comes to the upside potential, what is it the month for you? All right. If you put that money in your bank account now, next month you're going to be what? You're going to have what? 0.1%, maybe 0.5% if you are on a high savings account. But I'm talking about 20, 40, 50, even 100% upside potential here for each one. I mean, for some of these stocks. So this is a no-brainer, right? This is a no-brainer.